come to like sort of a hero's pose, where you come to have a seat with your hips on your heels. Or option to just find kind of like a crisscross applesauce, whatever works for you. And just come to settle in a little bit here. Noticing your breath. Maybe it's the first time today you've noticed it. It is definitely the first time for me. Without changing it, just acknowledging it. And maybe you want to ground in, one hand on your heart, one hand on your belly, or just both hands on your thighs. Just acknowledge the four corners of your mat here. So bringing yourself, body and mind into these four corners for our next bit of time together. And now exhale all the air you're holding on to. Take a deep new breath in. Open mouth, exhale it out. Make them nice and loud. Another deep breath in. And a deep, loud breath out. One more, fill up belly into your ribs, up into your chest. Hold onto it here. And then exhale it out. Know that you're welcome to stay with this open mouth breathing today. It is pretty hot and humid, at least in the Boston area. So maybe you want to expel some heat that way, or option to build some internal heat with your ujjayi breath. Just constrict the muscles in the back of your throat. Exhale back out your nose. Whatever breath serves you best. Find it today. And take a deep breath in. Reach your arms high overhead, palms to touch, and bring your gaze up towards your palms here. Something a little different than we normally do. So when you do this, your front ribs are going to jut out a little bit. Hug them back up and in. Let this come from your chest here, staying open. Deep breath in. Exhale. Reach up and over towards the right side of your mat here. So you could find a prayer grip, that is to interlock your thumbs here, crisscross them over one another. All fingers touching, reaching up and over. And peel your left shoulder back now. Keep your heart open towards the front. Inhale, come back through center. Keep your grip. Exhale up and over to the left here. Just a nice side body stretch. You can even switch out your thumbs to place the opposite thumb on top. That way that feels a little awkward here. And pull your right shoulder back. Stay open. Inhale, reach back up. And exhale, baby back bend. Goalpost your arms, lift your heart and gaze, and pause here. So press whatever part of you is connected into your mat here. For me, it's my shins, the tops of my feet. Press it in to lengthen up through your spine. Hug your ribs back up and in. Take a deep breath in here. And exhale, cat pose. Bring your arms in front of you here, round your spine. Draw your belly up and in. And send your chin closer to your chest. Now interlace your fingers here. We'll take what some people have called the bus driving type pose. And so keeping that curve in your back here, stretch through the upper part of your body and just rotate here. To the left, to the right, getting that space on either side of your spine here, those muscles. It's really two big, long muscles here. Getting them open. And come back to center. And inhale, cow pose. Draw your heart forward, send your arms back. You can even touch them onto your mat or keep them kind of open in the air. Yogi's choice. Deep breath in. Exhale, cat pose. Option to interlace your fingers. Inhale, seated cat. Exhale, cat around your spine. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Inhale, cow, and exhale, neutral tabletop. Bring your palms forward, stack your shoulders over your hips, and send shoulders over your wrists and hips over your knees. Now drag your wrist back towards your body here. Create that traction that's going to lengthen your spine forward. Inhale, reach your left leg up high, flex your toes towards your face, and hold and breathe here. Draw your belly up and in. Maybe you even take your right palm and physically make that mind-body connection here. Dial your left hip down just a little bit, even if it drops your foot down. Deep breath in. Exhale, curl your ankle in towards your glute here. Feel your hamstring really turning on. That's exactly what we're trying to do here. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, curl it back in. One last inhale, lengthen. Exhale, curl it in and draw your knee towards your nose. Round your spine. Inhale, lengthen your leg back out in a straight line. And exhale, come back to your neutral tabletop. Inhale, extend your right leg back out behind you. Flex your toes towards your face and hold and breathe here. So dial your hip back down in line with your left. It wants to open up here. Bring it level. And maybe you draw your left palm to your belly to lift your belly up and in. Mind-body connection here, keeping your whole 360 core engaged. Deep breath in. Exhale, curl your heel in towards your glute. Turn on the hamstring on this side. Deep inhale, extend. Exhale, curl it in. Inhale, extend. Exhale, curl it in. One last inhale, extend. Exhale, curl it in and draw your knee in towards your nose. Inhale, extend back out into a straight line. And exhale, neutral tabletop, come back through center. Inhale, reach your right arm up high, open towards the right. Circle out your wrist here, give it a break. And exhale, thread the needle. Send your right arm underneath your left. Maybe you crawl your left fingertips forward. And come down towards your mat here. Stretching through the upper part of your right shoulder. Maybe you bring your left arm up and around your back if that feels good. Keep your breath steady here. And start to bring your left palm back by your face. Inhale, reach your right arm high, unwind. And exhale, neutral tabletop. Inhale, reach your left arm up high, circle out your wrist. And exhale, thread the needle, send your left arm underneath your right. Crawl your right fingertips forward if that feels good. Maybe you even bring them up and around your back here. Keep your breath steady. And start to bring your right palm back by your face. Inhale, reach your left arm up high, unwind. And exhale, neutral tabletop. Inhale, tuck your toes under. Exhale, downward facing dog. Send your hips up and back. Press in through the L shapes in both of your palms. Spin the insides of your elbows forward. And as this is the best time for movement in the day here, we've been stagnant all morning. Find some bends in your knees. Maybe move your heels side to side here, right? That nice side body stretch. Take what you need and start to come back to center. Take a bend in your knees. And inhale, gaze forward. Exhale, ragdoll pose. Step your feet behind your wrists, hips a distance apart. Take a generous bend in your knees. Fill your torso over your thighs here. And let your head and neck hang heavy. Maybe this is with a box grip in your arms. Maybe your palms just rest. But if you did take a grip, switch it out, create some balance in your body. Release your hands through center. Toe your feet back together to touch. Take a bend in your knees. And inhale, slowly rise up one vertebra at a time. With your head and neck to come up last. When your shoulders stack, reach your arms overhead, palms to touch, gaze up, inhale. Then exhale, draw your hands to heart center. Samasthiti, equal standing pose. First standing pose here, ground down through all four corners. Feel really rooted into your space. And you're welcome to set an intention. You've got one for today. Otherwise, I offer you this intention of just grounding in, right? Sometimes simple, always overstated. But how can we ground in to acknowledge our mat beneath us in every pose today? And acknowledge that this is our safe space here. Take a deep breath in. Big exhale out. Bring your arms down by your side. Blink your eyes open. Inhale, mountain pose, Tadasana. Sweep your arms high overhead and spin your pinkies in. Exhale, forward fold. Keep a bend in your knees. Release your palms down to your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Bring your palms to your shins or your thighs and hold and breathe here. Draw the crown of your head forward. So press your palms really into your thighs here. Grounding in can be with your own self. And draw your shoulders back behind you. Deep breath in. Exhale, crouch and curl. Sink your hips towards your heels. Come up high onto your tiptoes and shine the tops of your feet forward. Now draw your thighs in together, round your spine here. This is meant to be a really big opener in your spine, stretching through your shoulders. Deep breath in. Stay for your exhale. Inhale, mountain pose. Drop your heels, rise up. Exhale, baby back bend. Lift your heart and gaze. Inhale, mountain pose. Exhale, forward fold. Keep a bend in your knees. Inhale, halfway lift. Draw your shoulders back. Exhale, crouch and curl. Make yourself small. Inhale, mountain pose. Drop your heels. Ground in. Exhale, baby back bend. Open up. Inhale, mountain pose. Listen here. Exhale, chest expansion grip. Bring your palms to touch behind you. Interlace your fingers. Inhale, puff up your chest. Drag your knuckles down. Exhale, forward fold with your grip. Use your arms as a lever to bring them up and over your head as much as is comfortable. You can always let them rest just an inch or two above your back here if that feels better. Nothing wrong with it. Just make that effort. Lift them up and away from your spine. Deep breath in. And exhale, slowly release your palms down. Inhale, halfway lift. Listen here. Exhale, low lunge. Step your left foot back behind you. Press your left toes into your mat. So you could have your heels sinking closer, but press your toes in here like you're going to take off. Lift your chest up and above your thigh, even if your palms kind of hover here for a second. Challenge your quad, your hips. Deep breath in. And exhale, slowly drop your left knee to your mat and tuck your toes. Inhale, kneeling crescent, reach your arms high overhead and spin your pinkies back in towards one another, just like we did before, to open through your chest. Hold and breathe here. Traction your right heel back towards your left knee up towards your left heel. Feel that extra stretch here over your left psoas and hug your low ribs up and in. Deep breath in. Exhale, half split, sink your hips back, straighten your front leg, flex your toes towards your face. And just take a moment here. Keep your breath steady. And maybe you find some movement forward and back from kind of an exaggerated lunge into your half splits here. Meet yourself where you're at. No need to push any further. Just get some gentle movement in. And then come back to your half splits. With your right leg straight and your toes flexed towards your face, plant your left palm slightly to the left side of your mat here for some balance. And inhale, simple twist. Reach your right arm up high and hold and breathe here. So for me, this is a massive stretch from my ankle to my knee to hip. Maybe it is for you too. Always an option to place a block underneath your left hand here for a little bit more height and support. But take a deep breath in. And exhale, slowly lower back down to your half splits. Inhale, shift forward. And on your exhale, come into a low lunge here. So find that takeoff position. Inhale, reaching crescent. Lift your chest up and away from your thighs. Send your arms reaching forward and hold and breathe. So scissor your thighs in towards one another. Bring your left hip forward here. Stack your right knee over your ankle for that support. Deep breath in. Exhale, drop your left palm down to the inside of your right foot. Inhale, simple twist. Reach your right arm up high and hold and breathe here. Your right knee starts to splay out to the side. Hug it back up and in. Peel your right shoulder back. Deep breath in. Exhale. Modified pyramid pose. Straighten through your front leg. Bring your palms to frame your right foot. And what's modified about this here is that your back heel can be lifted. That being said, if you want to take it a step further to ground in, walk your left foot up and stamp the entirety of your left foot down onto your mat here. Work to pivot your left hip forward. Firmly ground down through both feet here. We're going to use a lot of core, a lot of leg, and a lot of control. So take this slow. Inhale, star pose. Waterfall your arms up here. Heels in, toes out. Hold and breathe. You can shorten or widen your star as much as you'd like, right? But draw your heels in towards one another. Feel your inner thighs turn up. Extend your arms out, reaching, take up space. Deep breath in. Exhale, horse pose. Sink your hips low. Stack your knees over your ankles. Take some wiggle side to side here. And now I'm going to give you one of my dad type jokes. Erica's probably laughing somewhere. So your pelvic bone here is kind of like a soup bowl. So if your butt is out, it's tilted forward, you're spilling soup everywhere. So hug your low ribs up and in. Find a slight tuck in your pelvis. Soup stays in, right? Sink a little bit lower. Inhale, star pose, reach back up. Exhale, low lunge to the left side of your mat here. So pivot your right toes to the left. Press deep into them. Inhale, standing splits. Come up onto your left leg. Kick your right leg high. Hold and breathe. These do not need to be full on splits, right? You could find an L shape here. Flex your right toes towards your face. Maybe you lift your fingers away from the mat. Deep breath in. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, low lunge. Step your right toes back. Come back into that ready takeoff position. Lift your chest up and away from your thighs. Maybe your palms lift. Challenge your outer left thigh here to keep you up. Deep breath in. Exhale, slowly lower your right knee down. Untuck your toes. Inhale, kneeling crescent. Reach your arms up high overhead and spin your pinkies back in here so that your palms are kind of facing towards the back. Stay open through your chest and hold and breathe. This time, traction your left foot back towards your right knee up in towards your left. Feel that stretch over your right psoas here. Maybe it feels a little different. And hug your low ribs up and in. Deep breath in. Exhale, half splits. Sink your hips towards the back. Straighten your left foot. Maybe you wiggle it forward a little. Always have to. And flex your toes towards your face. So option is stay right here. Maybe you feel more grounded with this slightly more static pose, though there's still a lot going on. Or maybe you want to find a little more dynamic movement here, forward and back. Check in with what it is you need, not what you feel like you should be doing, right? That's a great way to ground in with yourself. And then start to come back to your half splits. Plant your right fingertips slightly to the right side of your mat here, just for that counterbalance. And inhale, simple twist. Reach your left arm up high and hold and breathe here. So this side may feel more intense. It may feel the same, that stretch from your ankle to your knee to your hip. We've got some IT band going on. Heel your left shoulder back, but stay gentle with yourself. Deep breath in. Exhale, come back to your half splits. Inhale, shift forward. And for your exhale, lift up here. Find that ready position. Inhale, reaching crescent. Lift your chest up and away from your thighs. Send your arms reaching forward and pause here. Stay high on the bottom end of your right foot. Scissor your hips back and together here. Keep that muscle memory active. Deep breath in. Exhale, drop your right palm to the inside of your left foot. Inhale, simple twist. Reach your left arm up high. Hold and breathe. Bring your thighs back in together. Hug your left knee back into center and peel your left shoulder back. Deep breath in. Exhale, modified pyramid. Straighten your front leg. And your back heel can stay lifted. Or if you really want to ground in here, you can walk your back foot in a little. Plant it firmly into your mat here, pressing through all four corners of both feet. Work to scoot your left hip back here. Now ground down through both feet as intentionally as you can. Take your time here with this movement. You know where we're heading. Inhale, star pose, cartwheel your arms open, pivot your heels in, toes out, hold and breathe. Find one plane of motion that you're existing in here. So send your glutes forward, hug your low ribs up and in, then extend out, take up space, deep breath in. Exhale, wide-legged forward fold. Parallel your feet to the short edges of your mat. Keep your back straight as you find your way down. Your palms can come to your ankles. They can come underneath your face. You could shorten or widen your wide-legged forward fold. This truly is a pose for you. No right or wrong way here. Avoid locking your knees and let your head and neck hang heavy. Despite being upside down, despite having your feet pretty far apart from one another, how can you still feel grounded, still recognize that mat that's supporting you underneath your feet here, maybe underneath your palms. And start to bring your palms back under your shoulders. Inhale, halfway lift, find that straightness in your spine. And exhale, a low lunge to the front. So pivot to stack over your right ankle here. Inhale, standing splits. Kick your left leg up here. No need to find that full type split. You can find the standing L, in which case dial your left hip down here. Take a bend in your right knee. Maybe you feel strong enough to lift your palms up. Deep breath in. Exhale, forward fold, toes to touch. Inhale, halfway lift, reset. Exhale, high plank, plant your palms, step your feet back, charge energy out. Inhale, shift forward, option to drop to your knees. And exhale, lower all the way down to your mat. With control, zip your thighs up and in together, press the tops of your feet down and slide your palms back to your low ribs. Inhale, baby cobra. Peel your chest up and away from your mat, little to no weight in your palms, and pause here. Ground the tops of your feet down into your mat. Squeeze your glutes here. Deep breath in to lift a little bit higher. Exhale, lower your left cheek down to your mat. Let your arms and legs lay naturally. Take a moment here, ground in. And bring your chin back to center. Zip your thighs back up and in together. And this time send your arms out to a T on either side of you. Press the tops of your feet in. And inhale, wide armed cobra. Lift your chest up and away from your mat. Squeeze your shoulder blades together. Pause here. Ground the tops of your feet down and truly press. Now squeeze your glutes to press your hips into your mat. Inhale, lift up with that strength in your low back. Exhale, lower all the way down. Bring your right cheek to the mat. Let your ankles lay naturally. Let your heels open up. And bring your chin back to center. Plant your palms underneath your shoulders. Come to press yourself up to your tabletop. And just swing your legs out to either side. Then lay them long in front of you. We've asked a lot of our spine, so let's open it back up. Keep a slight bend in your knees. Flex your toes towards your face. And inhale, reach your arms up high. Exhale, seated forward fold, Paschimottanasana. Reach for whatever's accessible here. It doesn't need to be your feet, could be your thighs, the backs of your lower legs here, your calves. And keeping the bend in our knees allows that space in our low back to open back up a little. If you are craving a little more hamstring love, you could straighten your legs out here. Just staying gentle with yourself, though, grounding in with what it is that feels good with you. And inhale, rise back up. And exhale, slowly lower all the way down to your mat with control. Step your feet up and in towards your glutes. And inhale, reach your right leg up high, circle out your ankle, and pull your leg towards you. Exhale, supine supine pigeon. Cross your ankle across your left thigh. Keep your foot flexed towards your knee to protect it. Maybe you just press your right hip, your right thigh forward a little bit here. Maybe you grasp behind your left thigh and pull it in towards you, knowing that these are layers you can always remove or add on. You could extend your left leg up high. Know that no variation is better than the other. It's whatever is going to help you feel grounded in your practice here, help you feel good. And start to bring your left foot down to the mat if it's not there already. Invite your right to meet it. And inhale, reach your left leg up high, circle out your ankle, pull your leg towards you. And on your exhale, supine pigeon, cross your ankle across your right thigh. Keep your foot flexed towards your knee to protect it as well. And maybe you just stay here, or maybe you press a little bit, just some gentle pressure on your left thigh forward. Maybe you grab the back of your right thigh here and pull it in. An option to reach your right foot up just as well. Knowing that these are all layers and they do not need to be the same as the other side. Maybe this side's calling for something different. And start to bring your right foot down towards the mat. Invite your left to meet it. Hug your knees up and in towards your chest. Find happy baby. Grab for the outer edges of your feet. Stamp them on the ceiling. An option to stay right here in some stillness. Ground your whole back down here. Tattoo it onto your mat. Or maybe you extend through one leg, through the other. Could also rock side to side here, a little bit of laughing baby. And then draw your knees up and into your chest. Give yourself a squeeze and keep hold of your right leg. Let your left leg lay long. And inhale, squeeze your right leg up and in. Exhale, supine twist. Guide your leg across your left side body. Gaze out over your right fingertips. And see if there's anything you can let go of here in this pose. Maybe it's just a muscle you're holding on to. Maybe it's a thought you're holding on to. Come back to your breath. Gently draw your knees back up and into center. Give yourself a squeeze. Reset your spine on your mat. And hold your left leg. Let your right leg lay long. Inhale, squeeze your left leg up and in. Exhale, supine twist. Guide your leg across your right side body. Gaze out over your left outstretched fingertips. And same challenge to you on this side. See if there's something you can let go of. Whether it's your shoulders you're holding up by your ears, your jaw that's clenched. See if you can give way just a little bit. And gently start to bring your knees back to center here. Reset your spine on your mat. Wrap your forearms around your shin. Take a deep breath in. Curl your forehead up towards your knees. And exhale. Final resting pose. Whatever that looks like for you today. Maybe it's just all of your limbs traditionally laid out, heavied into your mat. Or option to find any other final pose that serves you here, that helps you feel grounded. Yogis, know that you're welcome to stay right where you are for as long as your midday allows. If you're ready to transition back into that day, start to bring small movements to your fingertips. Wiggle your toes. Maybe you roll your head, your neck, shoulder to shoulder, side to side. Find a long body stretch like you're waking up for the first time today. Expand into all that space. And draw your knees up and into your chest to give yourself a squeeze. An option to roll onto your side for seed pose. For that symbolism, if nothing else, of that regrowth, of that transformation, all the things that take time and practice, like grounding in, even when you feel ungrounded. And start to slowly make your way up to an easy seat, Sukhasana. Option to keep your hands on your thighs here, or to ground in any other way. Hands at heart center, one hand on your heart, one hand on your belly. Exhale everything out. Take a deep new breath in. Open mouth, let it out. Option to draw your thumbs to your third eye center, your seat of intuition, with gratitude for still being able to come together, for the breath that still comes easy to us, and for the ability to step back and to ground in when we're not feeling so grounded. We bow forward. Namaste. Thank you, yogis, for coming out, for spending some time. Wednesdays are always my favorite. I will never not say that.